Hello there and welcome to Memeobi's Galaxy. This is your one-stop podcast for all things Star Wars. I am your host, Memeobi, and today we have a very different episode. That is because today is National Star Wars Podcast Day, and that is in memory of the very first Star Wars podcast ever released back in 1999 on February 7th. So, without further ado, we're going to jump right into it. Today's episode is a little different than normal. Me and my co-host Ethan are going to talk a lot about a bunch of what ifs and some fun scenarios and the future of Star Wars. So buckle up and enjoy the ride. Ethan, how are we doing tonight?
Hello, doing good. Excited to be back.
Yes.
And this time not only about Skeleton Crew.
Correct. We have a lot of fun things to talk about today. We have a lot of what ifs. We have talking about the future of Star Wars. We have talking about just a lot of different fun things. But before we jump into it, Ethan, I have a surprise for you.
Okay.
Which is the second point on here, which is after we get to know you better. So, what is your Star Wars story? Meaning, when did you first watch Star Wars? What is your earliest memory of Star Wars?
Yeah, I do remember the first time I watched Star Wars. As a kid, my parents actually preferred that I didn't watch Star Wars. Like as a kid, maybe they thought it was too intense for me, or like they weren't against it or anything, you know. But so I didn't like watch it at home a lot growing up as a kid. So the first time I watched it is disobediently at my cousin's house, you know, and it was funny too because I remember my parents like found out and then they're like, I don't care, it's fine, you know.
Yep.
And then they just like let me watch the rest after that, and that was the first time I got to watch Star Wars. And I think the first Star Wars I watched was A New Hope.
Nice.
Yeah, and I just thought that was amazing. You know, I thought Luke Skywalker was the coolest person ever. And then I remember, like, at first I was keeping secret about it because I didn't know if my parents knew, but it was like that night they found out. And as soon as they found out, I wanted to tell my dad all about it. And then I went and found the rest of the movies. Like, it's funny when you say it like that. You know, I couldn't just... We didn't have, like, Netflix or anything like that when I was younger.
You probably didn't own them all, did you, at the time?
No, yeah. So I had to go find who had CDs and ask my parents if I could go to their house and watch Star Wars at their house with them. You know, it's like as soon as I talked to my friends about it, they're like, "Oh yeah, I've seen all of them, Ethan. How have you not seen these?" You know, and it was like feeling left out but excited at the same time. Like I don't even care. You just got to show me what there is. But yeah, that was my first experience with Star Wars, and I remember watching all those movies. It was so interesting to me. I thought it was so cool. The whole idea of a lightsaber.
Oh, it's so cool.
I was very memorized by the lightsaber. Like it, I didn't really get as a kid like mesmerized. Yes, memorized.
I was so confused. Okay, yeah.
Mesmerized was the word that I meant. But yeah, it was like, wow, this light can like kill people. You know.
Yeah.
And, you know, of course, the first toy I wanted was a lightsaber, and I had one of those flip-out lightsabers. You know, it's like the 3 sections.
Yep.
You throw it forward.
I have one over there. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my first lightsaber toy, and
heck yeah,
that was really awesome. I remember I treated that toy like it was a real lightsaber.
Yep.
If I was gonna fight my brother with it, and he was on my side or he was against me, you know, if he's on my side, I was careful where the blade was near him. You know, But if he was on my side, you know, I was like, bam, probably whacked him too hard and
those
get
were very
in trouble
tough
from that. You know,
very tough lightsabers.
Yeah, but yeah, that's where it began for me. I didn't watch Star Wars in the theaters until I did see I think The Force Awakens was the first one I'd seen in the theaters. My favorite movie to watch in the theater was Rogue One. I remember when I watched that, it was just amazing. So good. It's why it's like almost probably my favorite Star Wars movie, you know, and just because of that experience right there.
Oh yeah, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
2000.
But that's kind of my Star Wars story. So I kind of grew up with it as a kid, not really, you know, like never got into the comics.
Sure. Most people don't.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you're here. So my surprise, I guess, it's not really a surprise now that I think about it, but instead of just doing what I was originally going to do on this podcast, which was every other week, I would release an episode interviewing someone about their favorite movie.
Nice.
Meaning every other week we do a podcast together talking about Star Wars. So you're technically
that is a surprise.
You would be the co-host of Memeobi's Galaxy for those episodes. And then I would still do my interview ones.
Yeah, that sounds exciting.
Potentially get a third microphone. I have a buddy have a third microphone. We can have someone else sit in here, like do stuff like that. So that is my proposition to you, sir. What do you say?
Well, I'm honored. I think it'll be just really fun. I definitely have the time for it.
Nice.
So
It would be really awkward. I have to go change all my bios if you decline.
You know what? Can't do it.
No,
Sorry.
can't do it. Memeobi and
No,
no one.
I would love to. I know we've been friends for a little while now.
Yeah.
I'm kind of been talking about something like this, so I'm honored and excited. So I will be happy to do that and be a part of it.
No,
so.
it's very exciting, and I think we'll have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
So to start our episode, I think we're going to do 2 questions, 2 Star Warsy questions to kind of digest.
Okay.
If you were stuck on a deserted desert island, what Star Wars character, if you had to take one, would you choose to be stuck with you?
Good question. I instantly think to characters that have been in Tatooine and Naboo and those areas, but I think I would choose Ben Kenobi.
Okay.
I feel like he knows the area well. It feels like him, and I don't know, he walks through there so confidently to where I think some other characters that might feel new to them still, So that's who I choose, Ben Kenobi.
Ben Kenobi, that's good. My first thought was just like any Force user. I was like, they can just lift things.
Yeah.
But then I really thought, I was like, dude, R2-D2 can start a fire like anybody's business.
R2-D2 is your choice?
He's got saws, dude. Maybe. So that was my first thought. But then I was like, what you really do, you have the combo Force user, but you need a dark Force user so they can use lightning.
Yeah.
To start
I was
a fire.
thinking of some Sith, but
like Count Dooku. Count Dooku's not gonna like kill you and eat you.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
But like you got to worry about like Darth Maul. You never know. I don't know what that guy's gonna do. But
oh, I changed my mind completely.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Mace Windu.
Okay, Mace Windu.
Yeah, that's 100% who I would choose.
Nice.
Well, okay, I gotta think who's gonna be the best.
Yeah,
probably the most OP. And
right,
you just said with the Force, And,
I mean, because like you got to pick coconuts and stuff, right? But like,
yeah.
The question is like you're not in a fight.
Yeah, I guess it's like you want to see him as like a friend too.
Yeah, you need someone that you can like hang out with and talk with. Which like Count Dooku is like pretty solid. You could learn a lot potentially, right?
I actually think I still would do well with Mace Windu then.
Yeah,
because like when I thought about a friend between Ben Kenobi and Mace Windu, like I just said, I could actually see Ben Kenobi being more friendly and personable. But I think Mace Windu, him and I, with our differences, would actually still somehow get along better. And when we need our time alone, he's definitely going to need that. I'm going to be able to use mine too.
I'm kind of I mean, I think it's fine. I don't really think the Force lightning's that important, anyways. But I thought it was a good take.
It is. Yeah.
No, I don't know who I'd choose. Boy, Watto, I guess. I don't know.
Watto.
I'm just looking at there's a Watto over there. I mean, yeah, like if they just come with like nothing, it's got to be just like Luke Skywalker is probably who I'd choose. It's a cliche, but
you know what I just thought of when you said Watto?
What?
When we went to go see the Phantom Menace at El Capitan Theater.
Oh yeah,
for the 25th anniversary.
Yeah,
I just had to tell him this. It was so funny.
Oh yeah.
When like people, when it's something like that, people cheer when certain characters go on the screen.
Yeah.
We waited and had the loudest cheer for Watto.
We did.
And it got some laughs, and it was. But hey, we actually do like Watto. He's great.
He's I mean, like every character seeing him again on his screen is like awesome. We love it. Who do we choose next time? Watto again for episode 2 when it comes out in theaters because he's in it
for episode 2.
Yeah, that's another great. Or Dex Jetster, the big guy from the diner. I feel like those 2 characters are classic. Maybe even cheer for both of them. They're kind of far apart.
Yeah. Cheer for both.
And episode 3 might be doing a theatrical release this year, by the way.
Oh, really?
It's the 20th anniversary. But like, who in episode 3 would we cheer for that's funny? Because episode 3 is a little more like Obi-Wan Kenobi meets like the random guy, the 10th level, thousands of battle droids. Like, you can't just cheer for that guy because it'd be like, oh, are you cheering for the planet or like an animal you saw? I don't know.
I think that's actually not a bad one.
No, I don't know what we're talking about anymore.
I know, that was a weird rant.
Okay, next question. If Star Wars was forced to do a collaboration, a crossover movie, what other franchise would you choose? It had to.
Yeah.
Because like, I don't want Harry Potter showing up. That's my first thought.
Harry Potter. That's not that bad. Harry Potter, in my opinion, but
they don't have spaceships.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it has to. I mean, it doesn't have to be. It'd be easier to just like friends.
I think it would be hilarious, like Force using versus spells and wands.
Oh yeah. You know? That would be good.
Yeah.
There is that debate, but I don't know. I feel like with Force pushes,
Yeah.
I feel like they couldn't compete against force pushes.
Man, I'm torn by this question. The first thing I think is either Marvel or DC.
Yeah.
And if I had to choose one of those, I'd probably go DC.
I have a crazy idea.
What?
I just looked up at my shelf. Here's the crossover. Star Wars crossover with either just Donkey Kong, hang on, or just Mario Kart. But where Mario Kart is actually pod racing. And but it's like the same characters. You got this like Italian plumber, like just like the whole cast, but it's a pod racing movie. You know, cool. Like that's a good one.
I kind of like that. That kind of keeps us in the whole like racing thing of it. You know, that'd be
like
neat.
Trying to keep the themes, or like, I mean, yeah, it has to be like a crossover, not like a oh, you see Donkey Kong in the background. It's like this is Star Wars Mario Mario Party, and like
yeah,
I think that'd be sick.
Man, I had one in my mind as you were talking, and I can't think of it again now. But that's what I was gonna say. And just because it would be, I feel like I could just see them traveling to this area of space and meeting each other, and it would cause like a whole different scenario. Star Trek. Wait. That would be my collaboration. Star Trek.
Okay,
that's what I was like, man, I had it in my head. What was it? Star Trek is my answer.
So like the Voyager or whatever it's called is like going to uncharted places and they find Thrawn.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously.
In the extended, like, yeah, well, not extended universe, but what is it called when they're way out there? The unknown regions.
Yeah, the unknown regions. Like, what if just one of those unknown regions is Star Trek?
Yeah.
And like maybe they find something out where like the way I would see it is Star Trek was there before Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then like Star Wars is showing up,
and then
in our galaxy.
Yeah, like Star Wars like finds them in one of the unknown universes.
Yeah.
And like that's their old time stuff, you know. And they've just like never traveled out of where they're at, and then they meet, and it's this whole thing where like Star Wars would coach them and what the new technology is and stuff,
what to do and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, there are like other aliens in Star Trek as well with ships.
Yes.
But so it's not like the.
But I still see like all of the Star Trek universe and Star Wars as different worlds.
Yeah,
but somehow they just haven't collided.
But more about like Star Wars coming over to that.
Yes. Or what if they even just did like with normal Earth?
And I hate that. See, that would make me mad.
Like, what if they just did meet people on Earth?
Like on Earth, like who shows up? Luke Skywalker's just flying in, like a Jedi ensemble, like discovering new places.
Mando shows up.
Of course he does. He shows up everywhere. Can't get rid of the guy.
Yeah. He has a bounty on.
Okay, Mountain
Trump.
Oh, that'd be insane. That ties great into. No, just kidding. I was posed this question the other day. What if in Star Wars Episode 3, instead of Mace Windu going out the window when he confronts Palpatine, and instead of him having him on the ledge with like the glass broken, about to kill him, and Anakin shows up, what if instead of Mace Windu, it was Obi-Wan Kenobi? How would that have affected, if at all, Anakin's reaction to like potentially cutting off his hand? If he's like, he's too powerful to be kept alive, Obi-Wan, and he's like, I need her, and he starts to swing and he cuts his hands off. Do you think Anakin could still be able to, or would still cut off Obi-Wan's hands? Or do you think Obi-Wan, knowing Anakin better, would potentially defend against that?
I think he would defend against it.
Yeah.
I just see there's a huge difference with his relationship with Obi-Wan and Mace Windu.
For sure. He already
Mace Windu is intimidating, you know, and it's more of just a leader and kind of almost like a dad to him in a way that he doesn't like or something.
Yeah, and he also just doesn't like him at all, right?
Yeah.
So I think what would have happened was like Obi-Wan, I think he would have been, I don't know, more reluctant to like cut his hands off. I think it would have just blocked. Like if it was Obi-Wan doing it, like I think Anakin would just like block and potentially try to talk him through it or something. But if it was Anakin and Obi-Wan versus each other, Obi-Wan would still lose because Palpatine still is there, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think the hands would be cut off. I think there'd be some way to defend him and change that. I don't know what it would be, but I could see that would be a bit the difference for sure.
I mean, I get that, like, technically, it would just mess up the whole story if he died.
Yeah. Yeah, it would.
And, like, everything would go wrong because, all the kids and stuff. Because Padme would have had kids and they've been evil Luke. Now we're getting in really what-if scenarios.
Evil Luke.
So here's what would happen. Obi-Wan would die, thus having Padme not die. And then she would have babies. And then they'd be trained by Palpatine to be evil Luke and Leia, the deathly twins.
Or the one I always say.
What?
If they just used forced heal on
Oh, yeah.
on Padme.
Well, they forgot. But she was dying of giving up.
Yeah.
You can't give someone the will to live through the Force. It's the will of the Force, but it's not the will to live.
What a quote.
Quote. Clipped. Subscribed. Anyway, that's what I had.
Yeah.
That's another one I had.
That's a good one. That definitely brings in a lot of other conversations.
It gets a little deep.
Yeah,
and people do like the what ifs, like going down the full rabbit. Like Star Wars Theory does it all the time. Let's do a what if.
Yeah, he does.
A what if, and then just do the whole thing, all the ramifications.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have one like that for one of the shows.
Yes. Let's not do another one of those. It's so lame. I want to go into the news about Mandalorian and Grogu plot. Have you heard about this?
You were telling me a little bit about it before, but no, I haven't heard the recent news.
So the premise that came out is, do you remember Jabba the Hutt's son from the Clone Wars movie?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Him.
The one they're like trying to save the whole
Yes.
time? Yeah.
He is going to be now a gladiator. He's a fighter now. He grew up and now he's a fighter in like an MMA ring. And he has a bounty on his head from, do you remember Embo from the Clone Wars? The bounty hunter with the big hat. Not Cad Bane, but the bigger hat. The one he like threw.
No.
He like rides it sometimes.
I really remember. You're not talking about Cat?
No.
Was it one of Cad Bane's like people?
Yeah, the one that kind of hung around him. This guy. Remember this guy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so Embo is...
His name's Imbo.
Yes.
Huh.
So I think...
It looks like he's got like a samurai hat or something.
Yeah, it's like
that.
more samurai. Yeah, it's for sure like a samurai.
Yeah.
Basically, the premise is like Mando gets like a protection order on him or something like that. And since he's a bounty hunter, he finds out that Embo is going to kill him or something like that. Like he has someone tells him not to kill him. And so then Mandalorian has to go protect Jabba the Hutt's son. And that is the story that has leaked. I mean, has been officially released.
If that's true,
I know.
I already don't like it. Because you realize what that is? That's the same story of Mandalorian and Grogu, but now he's protecting a different baby? Or is Jabba the Hutt's son older?
Oh, no, he's like 25.
Oh.
No, he's an MMA fighter. He is a gladiator.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't even know what you mean by gladiator.
So
like how?
Do you like Roman gladiators?
Yes.
In the Colosseum?
I just watched Gladiator 2.
Yeah, you know how like big circle room?
Yeah.
So Jabba the Hutt's son is ripped and fast.
Wow.
And it's going to be him just slithering around killing people.
That can happen as a Hutt.
I think we're going to get I think we're going to get a Hutt with abs.
Wow.
Like a full six-pack. Like,
it's like hard to even picture. You just say Hutt. You like think of a slug, you know?
You do. But because they're all rich and powerful. This is like the one that wanted to like break the mold.
Good point.
Because all they do is just sit on their thing and just get fat.
Dang.
Maybe they're all obese and like they're supposed to be skinny.
So what? He's going to go save him from the ring?
No,
the arena?
No. He's Embo. Remember Embo?
Yeah.
Embo has a bounty on Jabba's son to kill him. So Mando's going to save him from Embo. Embo's going to be the bad guy.
I haven't seen any of the news, so I don't know like what details you'd seen.
That's it.
But is it like that Embo is going to go join him in a gladiator arena and try and kill him there?
No. Just other places.
Oh.
If they have a gladiator Hutt, they're going to show him gladiatoring.
Yeah.
That's just what I heard. We will find out in March because that's when Star Wars Celebrations Japan is coming out, and we should get a premise, like a full plot and potentially a trailer for Mando, maybe, and then we get like a lot of like Andor stuff.
Well, I take it back. I think I am so excited about that then. At first, I was thinking, what? He's just saving another baby?
Yeah. Here's
But-
my concern. It's a movie. There's no more seasons.
Oh, yeah. And that's supposed to be like the end of it.
I know, which I don't understand. Because I originally I was told, I saw it on the internet that it was going to be like I say a 9 episode season.
Uh-huh.
It would be like 7 episodes and then have like a big movie at the end of it. Is what I was originally kind of like told, I guess you could say. But what I think, here's my concern is it's going to take away from the story, right? Because like if we're only getting one more Mandalorian movie,
Yeah.
and like we have to deal with Jabba's son now instead of just figuring out Yoda's like baby Yoda's like backstory and dealing with the characters we already know. I don't know.
But what that also sounds like is an opportunity to introduce another Star Wars show.
Mm-hmm.
So what it does is it ends Mandalorian and Grogu, but shows another character, bringing opportunity for another Star Wars show.
I get that. Yeah, we're gonna get a full-time Jabba the Hutt Gladiator show.
Which, if that's the premise, I agree. I'm not happy about it.
Here's my hope. Here's my prediction. At Star Wars Celebrations Japan in March, we're gonna get like it's a trilogy. I feel like they're about to drop, and here's why. Because Mandalorian Grogu movie in theaters will not do good.
What?
Here's why. A lot of people won't go see it because they'll hear, oh, this is a finale of a show, and I haven't finished it, so I don't want to go see it.
Okay.
So I'm concerned that it just wouldn't do good, but I think a trilogy would, as long as they treat it more like a movie than they do the show.
That's good.
In that you have to get the general public, because a lot of people don't have Disney Plus, but they're like, oh, hey, new Star Wars. Because a lot of people, don't know what movie's showing, and they're just like, hey, you want to go see a movie? Sweet, what's out?
Yeah.
Because what I can envision people doing is, oh, I don't know. There's so many Disney like Star Wars shows now on Disney Plus. I don't have time.
Yeah.
Right. But then like, oh, hey, there's a new Star Wars movie in theaters. They would be potentially more interested in going and seeing that. But
Agreed.
if they know, but they know it's attached to a show, most people. I'll say general public knows.
Well, because what I will say is a lot of the people that I know that have seen Mandalorian and or have watched it,
yeah,
I'd say probably 80% of those people stopped after season 2
mm-hmm.
or watched a little bit of Book of Boba Fett and they were done and haven't seen anything of season 3.
Yeah.
So if they know this is just a ending or a continuation, I agree. I see how they might not be interested in watching it, but just the fact that it is a movie coming out in the theaters, I think it has to still have lots of views, lots of people going.
Well, I don't know. Hard to say. I don't know. So here's my thing. I worry. That's all. Okay, that was the end of that question. There's two more questions I really want to do.
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
Do we think that Andor will crush? Is what I wrote down.
Andor season 2.
Andor season 2.
Crush as in do well.
Yeah, like be awesome. Like be the best. Like be better than season 1. Ooh.
Andor season 1 was really good.
It was.
I was hooked on the first episode. The way that
it just felt
started.
It felt so different. It just the feeling of it is so much cooler.
I think it will crush it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say that now. I think it will, just because of all the positive feedback, even like big creators, or like someone like Star Wars Theory.
Yeah.
Just other social medias. No one hates on the Andor.
No, not really. I mean, like I think. I feel like I heard.
Have you seen hate on it?
I think someone said it was too boring.
I mean, there's always those critics.
I know. Well, okay, so if it does good, what am I saying? It's gonna do good. But have you heard about the premise of it, or do you want to know? It's very vague.
You can tell me.
It's very very above board. It's gonna have a time jump in the middle of it. So meaning after episode 1, it's gonna jump forward like 10 years or 8 years.
I don't think that's that big of a time jump.
Well,
but it is a time jump.
Well, it can't go past Rogue One. He's dead.
Yeah.
Spoilers. Well, I guess it's too late. I'm supposed to say spoilers before.
You say it and then spoilers.
Snape dies. Spoilers. Anyways, I'm about to get a coughing fit.
So what else? Do you think there's a time jump?
I think there's a time jump. We're gonna meet KSO or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably it. I don't know, that's my predictions.
That was it. Okay. Well, I think I did know about the KSO, and I didn't know about time jump or whatever you're saying. But
It makes sense though, because it gets him a little. Because it's like when he joined, and then now he's like pretty well known by the time. I think it's gonna. My prediction, sadly, is season 2 is gonna end on the mission that Rogue One starts on. I think we're only getting 2 seasons.
Yeah, I agree. I think that makes sense. But what I'm excited for about it is I really truly think it will do well.
Yeah,
I think people are going to watch Andor season 2, and what I think it's going to do is bring a lot of people back to Star Wars.
I hope so.
I hope so too. And I really think they're going to rewatch. I think there's going to be a lot of people who rewatch season 1 and then see season 2 with it, and there's going to be a lot of talk on it for sure.
It's going to be me in like a week.
Yeah.
I'm going to start doing that soon.
Yeah. True. But I think it's going to bring people back. And I hope what it does is bring people to watch some of the other shows too.
Yeah. Memeobi's Galaxy. It's the second show they watch.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good show.
Okay, third. What's the third one they should go? That's so rough. Yeah, I think that's it. And then you can watch Andor, Rogue One, and then episode 4, and they're all like in sync, right?
See, and I feel like that's going to be a thing when that comes out.
I know.
Season 2 is going to be here, and we're going to be like, oh, there's going to be creators. I'm saying it right now.
Okay.
There's going to be creators that are going to say you have to watch it like this to understand it. And there will be people that do that. Like season 1 into season 2 into Rogue One. You watch it and they're going to explain tons of things of how you'll understand it better and how this makes sense. And I think it'll bring a lot of people back and it'll be an exciting thing. And I don't know. It's hard to trust what Disney's going to do with their shows, but
you never know, man.
I think they're going to try and keep Andor pretty similar to how it was, and just really lead into Rogue One.
I think so, because
I don't think there's going to be any crazy added characters or anything like that. I mean,
no, because they didn't add like any crazy characters last time. Like they haven't touched anything we know.
I just want to make sense too.
Mandalorian's going to show up. We can do psychedelics next time.
Wow, that'll make it a better podcast.
Just be like,
we're gonna talk about those craziest Star Wars shows coming out.
We would just like stop talking completely. I mean, like, listen, first time ever doing psychedelics. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem.
We're gonna be using the Force.
We're gonna be terrified. Yeah. Because in this office, I have a wall with 5 masks on it. Yeah, can you imagine being like tripped out on shrooms, looking at Jar Jar Binks, Darth Maul, Anakin, Padme, and then just a clown, like a court jester wall? Yeah, I would lose my mind in this room. I assume,
and it's such an enclosed space. And you have this doll.
I do have the original Annabelle doll, not the original Annabelle doll, but the one that's based on Raggedy Ann.
Yeah, it's the Annabelle doll from the case. No, it's just the ragdoll version.
But. Listen, if you're listening, if you've done
that would be a trip.
Listen, if anyone's done shrooms listening to this right now, please message me at obi1_memobi@gmail.com. No, anyways, at Instagram. Yeah, if you've done shrooms, let me know if that'd be terrifying looking at those characters on the wall. Last big question. Here's my last big question.
Here we go.
You know Tales of the Empire. You know Tales of the Jedi, right?
Sure.
If you had to make another one, Tales of the Blank, what would you choose? You can do legitimate, or you can just do a joke one. It's okay. I would laugh.
I think if I tried to think of one legitimate, would be here too long.
Well, you just choose. Okay. Here's it. And instead of a Tales of a whole thing, what is one character you wish they would cover in one of those shows? Tales of the whatever, like Smuggler, whatever, like young Han Solo. We can, we got like there's.
Yeah, I mean, I've always. Can I say video game characters?
Sure. Let's just go for it.
I've always said Star Killer would be so good. He's just I forgot to mention that in my Star Wars story. That's how I learned about lightsabers and what they mean.
Star Killer's like the core of a lot of people's.
Yeah. Well, The Force Unleashed, that game. First of all, that game is so good. I played so much of it, but that's how I learned about lightsabers and a dark saber. Getting that at the very end of the game.
Uh-huh.
I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. And I think he is an awesome character. And I can totally see him being in a show. So I don't know what you would call that. Tales of the
Boken Jedi.
Yeah. There's the name right there. That'd probably work.
Totally rolls off the tongue.
That's what I would choose.
That's-
Probably something on him.
That would be so cool.
Cal Kestis, of course, would be cool too.
That
But
would be cool. Bring him into the canon a little more. He is,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm like
yeah, he is canon, right?
like Tales of the Empire. I think it'd be cool. I just want Tales of the Sith, the Tales of like Vader, dude.
Okay, agreed. Tales
want-
of the Sith.
Tales
That's what I want.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that would be so good.
I think we're far enough away. So the problem,
That's how we can talk about Plagueis. You know, he's just barely
Dude,
showing in the acolyte.
and then we can finally
Well,
get
let's
him.
have a Tales of the Sith.
But I do agree. That's a really good point. Putting Plagueis into animated might get people. Like, I think it would be like a ploy almost. Like, but see, it was kind of cool what he was doing in the background. You should come watch this acolyte again, and then we'll make a season 2. Okay, like. Sadly, that's what it feels like. I don't know what that was, but I apologize.
It makes sense what you're saying. But no, like it is a good opportunity for Plagueis. He's such a cool character that could okay. Tales of the Sith in general, even if it wasn't just Plagueis.
It fits. I think
It'd be so good.
I could see Tales of the Sith. Like, there's so many more.
Like, or where does Sith originate? You know,
Oh, you're going back. The Tales show is infinite, right? You could okay, not infinite. That's a bold term, right? You can do Tales of the Sith, Tales of the Republic, Tales of the Rebels, Tales of the First Order, Tales of the
Tales of the Skywalker,
yeah, Tales of the Skywalker, Tales of the
Tales of
Jabba,
Yoda,
Tales of Max Rebo Band,
of Watto,
yeah, Tales of the. That's what I want.
Sebulba.
Yeah, I want all okay, Tales of the Pod Racers. Like Tales on Tatooine, Tales on Hoth. Well, Hoth would be so boring. Just
what are those? I'm trying to remember what those are called.
Tauntauns?
No, not that'd be another. The like mammoth looking things again. What are those called? That they ride on? Bam.
Oh, on Tatooine.
Yeah.
Banthas.
Banthas. Yeah, that's right. Tale of the Banthas.
Yeah, and they're like in like a cow farm.
It could be like a
like
a
milking
kid show,
stall.
and they're like talking and stuff.
Dude, that's what they would do in. Speaking of which,
in Young Jedi.
That's okay, Young Jedi for sure. But okay, that's a much better example.
Sorry.
Oh. So this is the part I forgot to warn you about. This part of the story episode. We have to give a life hack to the fans.
A life hack?
Here's my life hack. We now, when we put the trash in the trash can, sorry, not the trash bag in the trash can, we triple it up.
What?
We triple bag the can, the bin. And then here's what you do.
Okay.
Trash gets full. Pull the top one. There's already 2 more trash bags in that trash can.
Okay.
For the second one. And then, do you do this already?
No.
So
I just don't get how it's better.
Because the inconvenience of doing 3 at once underweigh the benefit of not having to get another trash can the next time.
Nice. Another trash can life hack that I do is when it's empty and you have to put a bag in there. You know how like some people put one like on the side so there's an extra so you can already put it in or whatever.
Oh,
I always make sure. I always have an extra one at the bottom, but like opened up and folded out, just in case it like leaks or something.
That's fair.
It's if you have that one on the bottom, it's not as bad to clean or whatever.
Nice.
So, because then you just pick up that, it's like one fold, and you put it in your bag, and then you tie it in your trash can as dirty, and it won't smell. You have to clean it less often.
That's true. I don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now that we've given our 2 trash can hacks.
Yeah, I can't think of another life hack on the spot.
No, that's good.
So.
No, this is the thing we do. We always do trash can hacks. This is the
trash can every
time.
time.
Yeah, and a trash compactor. It fits with Star Wars.
Yeah.
Trash.
Yeah. What else we got to say about Star Wars?
That's it, man. I think that's good.
Here.
So
yeah.
Thanks for making it this far. If you did, that's insane.
Yeah.
You're an insane person. Stop it.
You can be our friend and come over and hang out.
Yeah, you can.
If you made it this far.
If you made it this far, you can join the podcast. Okay. That's the end. I'll just do a little promo in 2 weeks on February 7th. So our podcast released on every other Tuesday. So February 17th being the next Tuesday, it will be a deep dive into Return of the Jedi, and then we will return to a bi-weekly, every other Memeobi interviews and Ethan Talks, whatever we call this thing. that's all I got to say. So thanks for making it so far. Love you. Bye.